We've seen stories emerge the last 24 hours of women from Gaza fleeing the humanitarian crisis there on a flight from Cairo, once they got out of Gaza, from Cairo to Australia via the elsewhere in the Middle East, only to be turned back and told their visa had been cancelled. What's your reaction to this story? Obviously a concerning one at a number of different levels.
Yeah, absolutely, Kieran. I mean, this government cannot get the basics of community security, national security right, and we're seeing it again evidenced. It's almost unprecedented that somebody gets turned back once a visa has been granted. And as an opposition, when these changes were being made last year, we asked the government to scrutinise the changes to make sure they were conscious of the impacts and that everything was as it should be. We were assured it was, and it turns out it's not. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is real. It is a war zone, and we need to uphold our own reputation as a country that when we issue a visa, you are actually going to be able to arrive in this country safely. So again, another bungled effort by the Immigration Minister, Mr Giles.
We don't know the basis upon why this was cancelled. These individuals, the two women, their kids, we could be facing genuine refugees there in terms of the women concerned. We don't know if there are security matters or whether this was just a stuff-up.
Yeah, well, again, it's beholden on this government to front up to the media, to the Australian people and explain, rather than everybody having to second-guess what seems to be another bungled effort by this government when it comes to national security matters. I think it's much better for all of us that the ministers responsible front up explain what's happened so that we aren't second-guessing on something as important as this issue. I will say, Kieran, having come back from Israel just last night, it was an incredibly challenging visit. It was very motivating, though. I think for those of us who went, and we need to make sure, sorry, I've just got a call coming through, that we don't take a backward step. And I'm very concerned that the Labor government seems to be more worried about their pre-selections here at home than doing the right thing by our friends in their time of need.
We're almost out of time. I just wanted to ask you about this other story. I've spoken to Jed Carney, the Assistant Health Minister. She's convening a Women's Health Summit today. Concerning story about gender bias within the health industry, people going to, or women going to for checkups at GPs and other medical professionals, and 70% reporting gender bias in the way that their concerns have been dealt with. Have you heard that sort of feedback yourself?
Well, I think we need to have a health system that doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter what your gender, you're able to access affordable and timely health care. And if it is the case that there is gender bias in certain areas or certain professions or certain ways that women are able to access healthcare, I think that needs to absolutely come to the attention of the healthcare professionals, and they need to come up with a plan to actually address it, because women shouldn't be discriminated against in accessing timely healthcare. And the Coalition had a very strong record of providing that type of messaging to the health profession more generally, but if that is the case, it is very concerning.
National Senate Leader Bridget McKenzie, we'll see you next week when Parliament returns. Thanks.
Thanks.